So by the time I was born in 1963, she was really battling with her belief system and with addiction. So she started to believe in Tammy Faye, and we went. My brother had a little tumor on his leg, and she wanted to get him healed, and he went on stage. And I think it scared my brother and I, Griffin and I, because we didn't understand. It was too much.
Welcome back to our channel. Joanna Moore, a name that once captivated audiences with her regal beauty and rare acting talent, entered Hollywood like a shining star. Yet behind the glamour of the silver screen and the applause of adoring crowds lay a tragic story not for the faint of heart. Born into the warmth of a small family in Georgia, Joanna was a little girl full of dreams and hope. But in a single moment of fate, she lost everything: her parents, her sister, and the peace of her childhood. Adopted and given a new name, Joanna embarked on a journey that few could have imagined, a path that would take her from glamorous cocktail parties to the pinnacle of Hollywood. However, life was never kind to her. The story of Joanna Moore is not just the tale of a starlet who once touched glory, it is also a poignant reminder of life's fragility. What caused a woman with all the makings of success to fall into the depths of tragedy? And how, despite enduring life's storms, did she leave an indelible mark on the screen and in the hearts of her audience? Let us delve into the deeply emotional and paradoxical life of Joanna Moore, a symbol who shone brilliantly yet remained cloaked in shadow. Early life. Joanna Moore, born Dorothy Joanne Cook on November 10, 1934, in Americus, Georgia, grew up in a small, loving family. Her parents, hard-working individuals, and her little sister created a warm and nurturing household where happiness and care seemed everlasting. However, fate brought unimaginable tragedy early in her life. At the tender age of 7, Joanna witnessed a devastating event. Her parents and sister were involved in a horrific car accident. Her mother and sister died instantly, while her father, though initially surviving, succumbed to his severe injuries just months later. In less than a year, Joanna lost her entire family, leaving an irreplaceable void in her young heart. After her parents' deaths, Joanna was taken in by her grandmother, who cared for her lovingly. Yet, even this solace was short-lived, as her grandmother's health deteriorated over time. Once again, Joanna faced the bleak prospect of having nowhere to turn. It was during this period that a local family decided to adopt the orphaned girl. However, they had an unusual condition. Dorothy Joanne Cook would need to take on a new name, Joanna Moore, a name that would later shine brightly in Hollywood's limelight. Although she was adopted, Joanna never felt completely safe or secure. From a young age, she displayed a strong personality and an unyielding desire to rise above the limits imposed by her circumstances. At 16, Joanna surprised everyone by marrying Willis Moore, a young man her own age. This hasty union lasted less than a year, but it left her with a name, Joanna Moore, that she would carry for the rest of her life. Joanna's childhood, marked by profound loss and heartache, forged a woman of remarkable resilience, but also left her with emotional scars that could never truly heal. These scars would shape the path she would walk, a path illuminated by fame, yet shrouded in shadows. Early career. After losing her family and enduring a childhood filled with sorrow, Joanna Moore found solace in her natural beauty and striking personality. Her first turning point came when she entered and won a beauty contest in Georgia, opening the door to a life-changing opportunity. Encouraged by this victory, Joanna left Agnes Scott College and bet everything on her dream of Hollywood. Joanna's beginnings in Hollywood resembled a classic fairy tale. At an extravagant cocktail party, her captivating beauty caught the eye of a producer from Universal Pictures. She was immediately invited to audition, and before long she signed a contract with the studio. With high hopes riding on her potential, Joanna quickly transitioned from television to film, where her early roles began garnering attention. Her film career commenced with roles in Appointment with a Shadow, 1957, and Flood Tide, 1958. Although these films did not bring her significant success, Joanna was not one to give up easily. In 1958, she landed a small but pivotal role in Touch of Evil, directed by the legendary Orson Welles. While her part was minor, being associated with such a high-caliber project helped elevate her profile in the film industry. However, despite her talent and beauty, Joanna's career was often overshadowed by impulsive personal decisions and the challenges of life. After a brief glimpse of Hollywood's glamour, she began a downward spiral, one that would only mark the beginning of a tumultuous journey. Joanna entered Hollywood's gates armed with determination and beauty. But what awaited her was more than just fame and glory. It was also an unrelenting battle with the shadows of her past and the repercussions of poor choices in her present. Career peak and achievements. After Touch of Evil, Joanna continued to take on various film projects. One of her notable big-screen roles was as Miss Precious in Walk on the Wild Side, 1962. The character was a deeply complex woman grappling with intense inner conflicts. Joanna skillfully explored the psychological dimensions of the role, making Miss Precious a standout character despite being a supporting one. Remarkably, this performance garnered Joanna significant fan admiration, with a flood of handwritten letters expressing their appreciation for her work. Joanna also appeared in Follow That Dream, 1962, a film she starred in alongside Elvis Presley. In the movie, Joanna played a woman who challenged Presley's character. Although not the lead, she delivered a sharp and intelligent portrayal that stood out. Beyond the screen, the film drew additional attention due to rumors of a complicated relationship between Joanna and Presley during production. In addition to her larger film roles, Joanna showcased her talent in smaller productions such as Monster on the Campus, 1958, a horror film about a professor who transforms into a prehistoric man. While the movie did not achieve commercial success, Joanna used the opportunity to demonstrate her versatility and passion for acting. However, Joanna's true career pinnacle came not from the big screen but from television. She became one of the most sought-after guest stars on TV during that era, appearing in several hit series such as The Rifleman, Maverick, and Perry Mason. Yet her most iconic role was as Nurse Peggy McMillan on The Andy Griffith Show. As the love interest of Andy Taylor, her portrayal was gentle, nuanced, and captivating. Over the course of 4 episodes, Joanna brought to life a character who was not only a dedicated nurse, but also a strong, independent woman. A portrayal that resonated deeply with the audience and reflected the social climate of the time. Despite her brief appearance, the role left an indelible mark on viewers and became one of the most memorable performances of her television career. Joanna also featured in other renowned TV series like The Rifleman and Perry Mason, where she demonstrated her adaptability and ability to excel in diverse genres. On Route 66, Joanna experienced a real-life accident when her leg became trapped during an underwater scene. Despite the danger, she continued filming, showcasing her professionalism and unwavering determination. Each of Joanna's roles, whether small or significant, conveyed one undeniable truth. She was a dedicated actress willing to tackle any character to prove her talent. Although she never landed a breakthrough role to catapult her into A-list stardom, Joanna's presence in every project brought unique value, earning her respect from audiences and colleagues alike. These performances were not just career accomplishments, but also a testament to her remarkable talent in the world of film and television. Personal life. Joanna Moore not only had a career filled with ups and downs, but also lived a personal life marked by heartbreak and complexity. From fleeting marriages to battles with addiction, her private life vividly reflected the shadows behind Hollywood's glitz and glamour. Joanna's first marriage occurred when she was just 16 years old to Willis Moore, a peer her own age. However, the union lasted less than a year, and Joanna soon left behind her young family life to pursue her career. This brief marriage left her with the name Joanna Moore, a name she would carry as part of her identity for the rest of her life. Her second marriage was to Don Orek, a young actor also striving to build his career. This marriage, too, ended after just a year, reflecting Joanna's struggle to find stability in her romantic relationships. However, her most prominent and publicly scrutinized relationship was her third marriage to actor Ryan O'Neal. Joanna and Ryan married in 1963 and had 2 children together, Tatum O'Neal and Griffin O'Neal. From the outside, they seemed like the quintessential Hollywood family, but behind closed doors, their life was fraught with tension and conflict. Known for his volatile personality, Ryan frequently clashed with Joanna. At one of the lowest points in their marriage, Ryan discovered Joanna unconscious in a bathtub, surrounded by a bottle of alcohol and sedatives, raising doubts about her capability as a mother. Their marriage ended in 1967, leaving Joanna emotionally and financially drained. Joanna's final marriage was to Gary Reeves in 1975, but this union also lasted only 2 years. Afterward, Joanna never remarried and spent the rest of her life in solitude. Following her divorce from Ryan O'Neal, Joanna lost custody of her children due to her struggles with addiction and legal troubles. Her eldest daughter, Tatum O'Neal, later revealed that her childhood was profoundly affected by her mother's unstable lifestyle. Tatum recalled often encountering inappropriate boyfriends Joanna brought home and even experiencing abuse from some of them. Despite these challenges, Tatum maintained a relationship with her mother throughout her final years and was by her side when Joanna passed away. Joanna's son, Griffin O'Neal, also suffered from the instability of their family life. Both Tatum and Griffin struggled with personal issues, including addiction, which they partly attributed to the unhealthy environment they grew up in. Although once a symbol of beauty and talent, Joanna's life was overshadowed by addiction. After her career began to decline and her marriage to Ryan O'Neal ended in 1967, she spiraled into a relentless cycle of alcohol and sedative abuse. These substances became her escape from disappointment and pain, leading her further into darkness. Joanna transitioned from starring in major films to taking smaller roles on television and lesser-known projects. The frustration and helplessness of failing to reclaim her former glory drove her to alcohol and drugs as a way to numb her reality. Initially, these substances may have offered temporary relief, but they quickly became an inescapable part of her life. Joanna's dependence on sedatives and alcohol escalated, leaving her unable to control her behavior. Legal troubles soon followed, with Joanna being arrested multiple times for driving under the influence. These incidents not only tarnished her public image, but also led to her losing custody of her children, Tatum and Griffin, in 1970. This devastating loss dealt a severe blow to Joanna's spirit, as she was forced to hand her children over to Ryan O'Neal, who himself was not an ideal parental figure. Rather than inspiring her to recover, losing custody pushed Joanna deeper into addiction and isolation. Joanna made attempts to overcome her addiction by seeking help from treatment centers, but these efforts often failed to yield lasting results. Part of the problem was her lack of sustained support from family and friends who could help her maintain sobriety after treatment. Additionally, the feelings of failure and pressure from facing a Hollywood where she no longer had a place drove Joanna back to alcohol and drugs as a coping mechanism. Her dependency on substances not only devastated her health, but also eroded her confidence and self-esteem. Years of addiction left visible scars on her body, a frail appearance, dental issues, and a decline in mental health. Her daughter, Tatum O'Neal, later recounted how she frequently saw her mother in an incoherent state, memories that left a lasting impact on her. Joanna Moore lived a life filled with highs and lows, from moments of brilliance on the screen to the dark corners of personal tragedy. Yet her story remains a poignant reminder of the pressures and sacrifices demanded by life under Hollywood's spotlight. Joanna's life was not merely a series of tragedies, but also a testament to the strength and resilience of a woman who never stopped searching for light in the darkness. Later years and legacy, the final years of Joanna Moore's life, were marked by declining health and the consequences of a tumultuous life. After her career waned, Joanna began accepting roles in lesser-known films and small television projects. Her final screen appearance was in the action movie Run, Chrissy, Run, 1986. While the film was not a major production, Joanna's continued acting demonstrated her enduring love for the craft, even as her health and circumstances made it increasingly difficult. After this role, Joanna stepped away from the spotlight and chose a quieter life in Palm Springs, California. During this time, she also participated in small theater productions in Palm Springs. Though these activities did not bring her much recognition, they provided her with a sense of fulfillment and a semblance of stability in her otherwise turbulent life. Joanna's life during this period largely revolved around battling health issues stemming from years of alcohol and sedative abuse. She lived a reclusive life, financially dependent on her daughter, Tatum O'Neal, who had achieved great success by becoming the youngest actress to ever win an Academy Award at age 10 for her role in Paper Moon. Joanna, who had once been an inspiration to Tatum, now relied on her daughter for support in her final years. However, their relationship was far from easy, strained by painful memories and unresolved wounds from the past. In 1996, Joanna was diagnosed with lung cancer, a consequence of decades of heavy smoking. The disease progressed rapidly, leaving her little time. In the last year of her life, Joanna received care from her daughter, Tatum, who stayed by her side in her final moments. On November 22, 1997, Joanna Moore passed away at the age of 63. According to her wishes, her ashes were scattered in her hometown in Georgia, where she had experienced the happiest and most peaceful days of her life before tragedy struck. Though Joanna Moore's career was not marked by major awards or groundbreaking achievements, she left behind a lasting legacy. Her role as Nurse Peggy on The Andy Griffith Show became a symbol of grace and charm, leaving a deep impression on audiences. She was also one of the pioneering actresses to appear in many iconic television programs, helping to cement the role of women in the entertainment industry during her era. Joanna's greatest legacy, however, may not lie in her performances, but in her life story. A tale both beautiful and heartbreaking, reflecting the complexities and fragility of life under Hollywood's bright lights. The suffering she endured, from the loss of her family and failed marriages to her battle with addiction, serves not only as her personal lesson, but also as a cautionary tale for future generations. Today, Joanna Moore is remembered not only for her roles, but also for the story of her resilience and her mistakes. She stands as a vivid reminder that the brilliance of fame can easily be overshadowed by the darkness of personal struggles. Yet, despite its brevity, Joanna's life leaves behind lessons and inspiration for those who dare to dream and persevere, even when they cannot escape the scars of their journey. Joanna Moore's life was a symphony of contrasts, balancing between radiant light and profound darkness. From a young girl scarred by the loss of her family, she rose to become a symbol of beauty and talent, captivating the screen with her grace and natural charm. Yet behind those memorable performances, Joanna struggled with private pain, from failed marriages to an unending battle with addiction. Joanna's greatest legacy lies not only in her roles, but also in the story of her life, a tale that is both beautiful and tragic, reflecting the complexity of human nature when faced with fame and adversity. Her life serves as a powerful reminder that Hollywood's bright lights can bring glory, but also conceal unseen struggles and pain. Joanna Moore, with everything she endured, remains a symbol of resilience, even as she sometimes faltered in overcoming the darkness. Her story, though sorrowful, continues to inspire those who dare to dream and fight to overcome life's challenges. While her life has ended, the light from her performances and the lessons from her journey continue to resonate with those who admired her. What are your thoughts on the emotional and compelling life of Joanna Moore? Have her performances left an impression on you the way they once touched audiences of her time?